What's up, you guys? This is your boy Miguel giving you your daily dose of radiation. In today's video, we're covering how Xray school and probably any other like lower tier medical, well, not lower tier medical, but like nurses, you have the PT, you have, what other ones do we have? Ultrasound tech, all the other like 2-year, 4-year medical people who are getting degrees. You don't have to essentially, like, we are held to different standards than all the other peers who are going to your college. So essentially you have, once again, you have the C's, get degrees situation, which is, 70. But if you're in the medical program or anything remotely in our field, classes in your profession that you want to study, you are held to a higher standard. I, as an Xray tech at my school, the bare minimum for just basic classes was a 75, because your board exam, you need a 75 to be able to graduate and be able to hold the license of the ART. So essentially what I think my school and a bunch of other schools probably held, like, they set their standards high to that, a little bit higher. And for some people, it's not a big deal because maybe they're really smart or they're always getting A's and whatever. And for the other half of us, me included, sometimes when you deep in the trenches, a C is all you need just to get to the next level. I mean, it's not the most optimal because you're, at the end of the day, you're supposed to know all this knowledge to be able to pass board. And I mean, you don't need all the knowledge completely to be able to do your job. The majority of the time, it's just kind of positioning and technique and other stuff like that. But anyways, certain classes, once again, 75 is the lowest, and they kind of are adjusted by that. And then you have clinicals. Clinicals have a completely different, which are like even more higher standards. Which, to be honest, those are, to me, it was more easier clinicals because, like, it was just doing your intern / you're actually just doing what you're gonna do as work. So essentially, as long as you show up, don't cause no drama, actually show, like, imagine you're getting paid and you show the same initiative, the same can-do attitude, even though maybe you don't know everything. As long as you do that, you should probably pass. So those, I believe, it was like, for an A, it was like 100 to like a 96 was an A. And then from like a 95 to, I think it was like, if you made below, I want to say an 85, you would fail clinicals. I want to say 85 would be the C, which you would fail clinicals for that. So, like, we are held to higher standards than other people. I know the other people outside of us are some of the athletes / like our school had some of like the people who perform and do extracurricular activities, or anyone who's like the kind of the face of your college type of, and they're still students, they're set to a little bit more higher standards than the rest of their peers. I know that's another, well, just to stay in their, I think, activities or whatever they do, they also are set to higher standards as well. I mean, in general, if you're going to be in the medical field, just to get in, you're already supposed to try to have the highest GPA, try to like make the best grades you can, because depending on, I guess, if you want to do Xray, if you want to do nursing, there's like a limited space, and both like your grades make a big chunk and your interview, and I think ours had an essay. It's like all these combined held a good enough power for you to be able to even get a chance to even go into the program. So regardless, you should always be trying to have the highest grade possible, because with everything, maybe there's certain, I guess, how would I say, maybe certain classes or maybe certain subjects or certain parts of the school or of the class or whatever that maybe you won't understand, or maybe you'll have too much stuff, juggling too much stuff, and maybe you won't make an A. Maybe you'll make a B. And if all the time, like you have essentially by the end, your final exam could count for like a good significant amount. There's been times where my final exam literally counted for 50% of my overall grade. So sometimes it's better to do the best you can, and then occasionally, if something happens, God forbid, and you didn't do too good, you have a little cushion to work with, and you're not stressing that you need like an A on your final or like something like more stressful, like that type of situation. But yeah, once again, us as medical people, even outside of school, you are like held to higher standards than other people. One example is tickets. If you grab a misdemeanor, and I know what you're saying, like probably like, Miguel, I'm a good person, I don't be catching misdemeanors. If you live in the state of Texas, if you're going above the speed limit, I believe it is 10 or 15 miles. I forgot which one it is. 10 or 15, I can't remember. I just got off night shift work. I'm tired. Either 10 miles over the speed limit or 15. That is considered a misdemeanor, a lower misdemeanor. But then you have to report that to the board because they need to know. And you get so many warnings before they're like, hold on, wait a minute, I might have to take your stuff or put you in probation. Because if you don't tell them and they find out, you get into big trouble. So that's just like some random thing that our teacher, that every day something could happen. Maybe you catch a ticket, or maybe some stuff happens in your life and it could affect us. This goes for like, well, I don't know, nursing. My lady's a nurse, and she's told me, they have other stuff that they're more liable than we are, that we don't fall into their category of stuff that we can get in trouble outside of our profession. They have other stuff, but we're not nurses. But she can get speed tickets and other stuff. They have other stuff they get in trouble. But anyways, it's been your boy Miguel. See you on the next one.